Alright, welcome to another demo. So this is a little YouTube video of the game Zelda, the first Zelda ever made. What I really wanted to show and do a demo on is if you look at the background, these clear defined paths, you know where rocks are, you know where water is. Look, he lays a bomb there, and that's the one spot that'll blow up with a bomb and open a cave. And if we go a little further in the game, here we have these trees in this path, and everything kind of has to interact with this background. You, the enemy, something goes through, some things can't, and there's secrets throughout the whole game. It's really, really cool. So let's build that. That is what I want to build. So here's the code, and in order to build that, we're going to need to do some crazy things, but it's really nice and easy to understand once it gets up and running and you see what's going on. So first we need a background. Okay, so let's make a background. Now the background isn't going to be an actual image. We just need the background object because we're going to put tiles and control every individual tile piece. Then we're going to set the size of the background, and I am not randomly setting the size. Now what we're doing is we have 1000 by 800 background, and we're going to make tiles 40 by 40. 40 goes into 1000 25 times. It goes into 800 20 times. I know that because I used a calculator earlier, just recently. And so we are going to make a grid 25 by 20. And the way you make a grid in JavaScript, I did not want to type out all that code in front of you, is this is the grid. Okay, so this is called a two-dimensional array. So we have one array that deals with rows and one array that deals with the index inside each row, or you could think of them as the columns. So we're going to use two for loops to go through all this, and you see zeros and ones. This isn't binary stuff. The one is just going to represent a specific object, and the zero will represent an object. We could use anything, hashtags, dollar signs. I just chose zeros and ones. Okay, so let's start this. Let me show you what this for loop looks like. So here we create a for loop with I, and you always use I don't know why. When you go onto a blog, that is what, or if you read online, that is always what they're using with for loops. Every example always uses an I. Okay, so we have I. As long as I is less than the map array length, then let's keep increasing. So I is going to do the rows. Now right inside this for loop, we're going to create another one, and of course we use J. I don't know why. So here we have J, and we're not going to just do it the exact same as I. We are going to go inside of every time it looks at a row and keep track of every column. And then we have to do J++. Okay, so that was the hard part, building this array, and I didn't want to type it out. But you could see you could add other numbers in here. I'll show you what I mean. So we have this 0. So now we need to define what 0 is. So if map array I j is equal to 0, then what do we want it to do? Well, let's build an object. Let's make 0 our grass. Okay, so now it's just code that if you've seen other videos that you are very used to. So I have this grass image, and let me build out the rest of grass. Oh, that is not correct. That goes on the outside. Okay, now here's where it's interesting. So grass.set size, we need to make it 40 by 40. That will make it perfect rows and perfect columns of grass. And then we need to do grass.move too. I should have built this earlier, but I have not, so you'll see me build it now. So we need to make sure that grass goes here, and then it will go right next to it and shift over the 40 pixels that we've defined each size with. So we're going to need two variables. We're going to need map x to represent everything going left to right, and map y to represent everything going from top to bottom and where they're going to be positioned. Now right here, every time we run this for loop, we want max x to increase by 40. This is the x direction. In between these brackets is the y direction. So we don't want map x to do anything. We need to reset it to 0. And then map y will plus equal 40. And maybe it bothers you that I do spaces sometimes and other times I don't. Sorry. Okay, so if we were to save right now and open in the browser, we will get this funky pattern. So basically it went through and found everywhere where there's a 0 and replaced it with my grass tile. Kind of neat, huh? So what do you think would happen if we took this if statement and made it equal to 1, and we said instead of being grass, be a treetop. Treetop is another image that I found, and it is a PNG image. So I'm going to save, refresh, and boom. Now we have trees there. And now you can see just how Zelda was made and how the background worked. If we wanted to duplicate something in JavaScript, this is one way to do it. We could go in here and make 2s and 3s and 4s and start putting all sorts of cool things. And we could make enemies in here appear. They could be 5, for example, and place them where we want, and then they would move around. But here, so there we have the grass and the treetop. Now let's add a person, and we will call him Sean. And he has an image. Now in the next video, I want to show you how to animate it and have him actually walk and look like he's walking. But for what I want to do with this video, we're just going to put Sean in there. Let me borrow some of these properties so that we can do Sean real fast. I did not mean to click on that. And we're going to change treetop to Sean. So he has a type. I do not want this for his size. I'm going to set his width. And then we want to move him to 0. We'll just move him to the start. I think it's 235. Maybe it's 335. I can't remember. Okay, so there's Sean. Now we need to get Sean to move. Like I said, next time, in the next video, I want to show you how to animate him. For now, he's just going to float like a ghost. And I didn't want to type all these in, so I saved them in this tab there. Now this is just, if you see our other videos, I explain this. If you go to our earlier ones on our website, push right, he goes right, push up, he goes up. Same with left and down. Okay, so if I refresh, now we have Sean, and he's like a ghost. He can go through everything. Now down here it looks kind of funky, like things are overlapping and the code's not right. The reason being is because we have our background size is larger than our game window. And the reason we did that is I want to show you how scrolling works. So in our library, we made a little property called scrollable. Hope I spelled that right. And it takes 2 objects. And if you wanted to look at it, then you could go ahead and open up the library and go and see what the scrollable function looks like. So if I save this and refresh, now it looks normal, and it will scroll with Sean the sheep. But he can flow through the trees. Oh, he's not a sheep. So we need an onHit. So if we come down here and go sgs.onHit, and the onHit is going to be between Sean and the treetop. Yes, the treetop. And that's going to create a function. And we're going to do sgs.stopped by xy. I forgot to do Sean will be x, treetop will be y. Let me save that. Refresh. Now he's not as powerful of a ghost. And now we have to follow this path. Pretty neat, huh? So now let's hide something that only you would know about because you've seen the code. Let's say we came up in here and we said, I want to make a secret path through these trees. I'm going to turn these into 2s. Okay, and let's make a path to the outside world. Is that enough? I need one more. Oh man. No, that's right. Okay. Woo, that was close. That was confusing. Okay, so now we put these 2s in there, and we haven't defined what a 2 is. So if we came and refresh, you're going to see a big hole right there. But if we come into the code and go copy, pastorino, change that to a 2. Now we'll leave treetop, except for let's make this type secret. Okay, so we're not going to trade anything else, but this type is secret, so it will not obey this onHit anymore, because this onHit's only between Sean and treetop. So now if I refresh, and I come over here, oh come on, find the entrance. Oh man, Sean's got, it's like he's on ice. There we go, and we made it through. And now we can start hiding some secrets in here. There it is. Oh, I put it down too far. And we can start having him go through the trees even though it doesn't look like he should be able to go through the trees. I wanted this right here. So like in Zelda, when you hit the side, something happens. So we can do the same thing now. So if we came over here and did sjs onHit, and let's do Sean, lowercase, verse the right screen, and that creates a function. And we'll say when you finally get to the right screen, Sean, go ahead and say window.location equals, we'll call it main R1 because we're going 1 frame right of main. Yes, that's how you spell location. So if I were to copy this code, because this file doesn't exist yet, but I can make it exist. Save it as main r1.html, hit save, and we'll have this one. So I'm in main r1 right now, and it'll just take you back to main if you hit the right screen. Alright, so now if we save and refresh, you do this level, you battle the enemies, you find a sword, you're mad because you can't find your way out, finally some guy you talk to gives you a clue, and you go through the trees, and nothing happens. Oh man, that was anticlimactic. What did I do wrong? Oh man, Sean dot no bounds. He was bound. Oh man, let's give him some friction too. He's hard to move. Friction equals 0.2. Man, I was telling that great story and then he couldn't even do it. So you're going through, you kill all the enemies, you pick up a sword, you talk to some man because you're frustrated, how do I get out of this level? And he says, seek the trees on the right side. And you seek them, and then you make it through. What the heck, did I not hit refresh? Anticlimactic again. Oh, I saved main R1. Oh, I needed to do it to main. Alright, from the top. Okay, so Sean needs to have no bounds so he can go through and actually hit the side, and I don't like controlling him, so friction equals 0.2. Okay, so now you go into the level, you kill all the enemies, you get a sword, you talk to some man who says seek the trees on the right side. So you come through here, and after trying to beat this level, you finally, oh, I can go through these trees, and you hit the right side, and now you're in the next level. Awesome. Okay, next video I'm going to show you how to animate Sean, and then we're going to start adding enemies. We're going to show you a little bit of an inventory, and we're going to build out a little mini Zelda game. And so you can go to our website, you can download this code and have it. You can have this code and edit it and customize it to be exactly what you want. Hope you enjoyed this. It's a lot of fun playing with two-dimensional arrays, and you can build a level to your exact specification. Now it is loading in a lot of images, so keep the screen small and keep the images light. But you could add 3s, 4s, 5s, and we'll get that far. So, alright, thanks guys. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you later.